guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. So it is Saturday, it is the weekend. Pleasure to be here with you. And what the heck happened, guys? I literally took one day off and Bitcoin's dumping, Tether FUD. I feel like this happens every time. So from now on, no more days off, no more vacations. We're making videos every single day. Thank you for joining me, by the way. We got so much to talk about today, guys. We are going to talk about the Tether FUD. We're going to talk about Bitcoin, where it might end up going, all this craziness that's been happening. One coin that took a very, very big hit. We're going to get into that as well. And actually some really positive news moving forward, which I think is definitely going to counterbalance a lot of the negative news that we're going to be going over today. And as you can see right here, the markets are somewhat mixed. If we have a look at what's happening today, we're sitting at $170 billion. You can see Bitcoin dominance is at 54.5%. So we're only really down 10 billion from that sort of 180 billion we were at. But nevertheless, the markets did take a hit. But let's have a look if there's some gainers today. So we have this coin called Next Up I've never heard of before. We also have Wax, Ontology, Tezos, Maximine, IOST, Komodo, Odom, and MadeSafe all doing quite well today. Now, a coin that is not doing well today is Digitex futures. In fact, they were down, it was 75% at one point, and now we're currently sitting at around 69% dip. You can see right here what happened. You may have already heard about the news, but that is something we are going to dive into today as well. But first, I want to talk about what is happening with Bitcoin. Now, obviously, we had that Tether FUD that happened, massive sell-off, right? Now, the sell-off isn't something that is to be unexpected. I mean, we had already been anticipating potentially some profits being taken. So I think it was the combination between the technicals and the fundamentals that really just caused this dip. But you could see we did get supported by this trend line. Now it's very, very weak support. As you could see, we touched it 1, 2, 3 times. And then right here, we fell through on multiple occasions. So right now it is very, very weak support. That is something that we need to keep our eyes on. So what are we looking at moving forward? Well, it's going to be a bumpy ride. So let's have a look, right? So we had the golden cross. That's what everybody was getting really excited for, and we've held above it ever since. We're also sitting above the 200 weekly moving average, which has really been the sort of bottom indicator so far, right? Now, we obviously have to look at these levels. This is where we need to break through this resistance, and hopefully, worst case scenario, if we were to take another massive dive, I think that we would hold around the $4,700, $4,800 region. And the reason that there may be potential sell-off to continue, as we said the other day, let me show you right here. If you see where we had this golden cross, if you go back to the last times that we had it, which was right back here, all right, so this was roughly July 12th, 13th of 2015. You can see we had the crossover, and we actually went down before we started going back up again, right? We had a second one right here. All right, that was a really great run up. We peaked all the way up to $501 and dumped all the way back to $300 before we really started that bull cycle, okay? So that is why we were saying that there may be a sell-off and this could potentially go lower before we sort of initiate that run up, right? Now also keep in mind, May, right around the corner, guys, 1 year leading up to the halving. That is something that we need to keep in mind. Now stick with me. We got so much to talk about. In fact, I want to dive into this way deeper, not on today's episode because I don't have time, but I still think there's some really fishy stuff going on and we're going to talk about that. But traders pulled out 165 million from Bitfinex in the past 12 hours. Now this article came out yesterday, so I would assume that it might even be more at this point. If you haven't got caught up on basically what the situation is, I'm not going to go over it because everyone in crypto is talking about it, but just really quickly, according to the New York Attorney General, Bitfinex lost 850 million of their customers' money, right? Now we know that they came out and they said, no, we sent it to the payment processing firm Crypto Capital Corp, and essentially they're holding the money, I guess, hostage, or they've seized it, right? So that's the situation that's happening. And yeah, so you also had some people like on Twitter, Caitlin Long came out and she said that even if the allegations were true, the New York Attorney General was guilty of double standards. For example, she says from 2009 to 2012, Merrill Lynch, according to the SEC, committed customer funds, used them to cover its own obligations, and had failed its customers and it failed, its customers would have been exposed to a massive shortfall in the reserve account. My bad. But what I was thinking was, you have to also think to yourself, there is a competition out there. Now, obviously, guys, there's crazy stuff going on with Tether. Tether is just an absolute mess, but there's a lot of other stable coins that are competing with these markets, right? For example, you have USDC. So you don't think that they're going to try to push that? You don't think that they want to try to be the number one, stable coin right now? But that's for another day. But I do want to continue on this. We're going to talk about this more, guys. Here's the official announcement that they put out where they said that it was not a loss. In fact, it's seized and safeguarded, whatever that means. And this is the official email that they sent out to the traders, which basically says the same thing. Now, Eric Voorhees sort of said, ironically, this latest Bitfinex drama may be the one thing that disproves the Bitfinex conspiracy theory. If USD in the amount was seized or stolen, by crypto capital, then the USD backing that Tether had actually did exist. But, as Matt Levine said, you can't just casually lose access to $850 million of customers' money, keep it a secret, and then quietly lend yourself a big heap of restricted cash from an affiliate if you have quarterly audited financial statements and have independent directors, okay? So that's something that I wanted to point out. And one of the worst things too, and one of the scariest things, is the fact that you have Bitfinex employees that have pretty much sort of come out and admitted the fact that Bitcoin could sink as low, as you can see right here, as potentially $1,000 if the USDT was not being used to prop it up. There's a lot of conspiracy around this. There's a lot of people saying that this Tether is being printed and then this Tether is buying Bitcoin on the exchanges, not OTC, and this is propping up the price, right? And if it starts to fall, well, you just print some more and buy some more and you just keep pushing the price up and pushing the price up, right? The other thing that I wanted to point out super quick, if we go back to the charts and have a bit of a look at the sell-off, you have to understand the fact that just like altcoins are tied to Bitcoin, like when Bitcoin, say your altcoin doesn't move, right? It has a 0% gain or loss over the course of 24 hours. But Bitcoin dumps 5%. Then by default, your crypto is probably going to also dump 5% due to the fact that it's pegged to Bitcoin. One of the things that we tend to overlook is the fact that USDT is such a large trading market. So when you come over here and you have a look at what's going on and you come down to the Tether price, which is currently sitting at 99 cents, right? You have to think that if Bitcoin is pegged to that and that falls, then Bitcoin by default falls as well. Then let's not forget that we have just retail sellers panicking. And on top of that, we know that these markets are manipulated, but even without being so aggressively they're manipulating it, there's still a lot of bots. Okay? I mean, we had talked about that Ethereum flash crash when it dumped all the way down to 10 cents, right? So these things are crazy, and I don't have it pulled up right now, but you could see there was a crazy wick on, I think it was Kraken. So that was just something else to just mention moving forward, okay? So where are we now? Moving on. So somebody said midterm Bitcoin forecast. You guys see this? So it's basically they're fighting, and then Bitcoin's just breakdancing. So I mean, am I worried long term? No. Short term, could be serious. Now, I do want to point out the fact that I had made this video called, if this Bitcoin Black Swan event is true, it could seriously damage the crypto space short term. I spoke about all of this already, and I had talked about what would actually happen if Bitfinex ended up being insolvent, or what had happened, for example, with these guys. And if you come over here, you can actually go to the website live, Crypto Capital right now, and you could see, first of all, Quadriga CX, that should be a big red flag, okay? And they've removed Bitfinex. Now, you could see clearly right here, this was a snapshot before January 29th. Bitfinex was there. Currently, it's not, okay? So there is a lot of shady stuff going on, and I highly recommend, if you guys haven't watched this video, please watch this video. I will link it above because I think it's going to give you a lot more of a backstory to why we may sort of be where we are today, okay? And I want to let you know that I do want to dive into this a lot more. I don't have time today, but I think there's a lot more going on in the background. I mean, we've even seen speculation, about being affiliated with drug trafficking and everything else. So, the rabbit hole goes very deep on this, guys, and it's a really serious situation. Now, what is my personal opinion on, what's going on with this? Well, I'll let you guys know what I think. I think that we need to clear the space of bad actors. Tether has caused a lot of serious problems with the crypto space, okay? So even if, and I don't want the price to dump to $1,000, I don't think anybody would want it to do that, but realistically speaking, you had things like BitConnect, right? you had things like ICO exit scams, okay? And I feel like we needed these things to happen in order to move the space forward, in order to progress. So if this black swan event, like I said in my video, actually does turn out, to be true, then it might unfortunately be necessary for the space. And trust me, I'm not happy to say that, but it might be necessary, okay? And I'm gonna definitely bring you guys a much more in-depth video because I definitely think there's so much more to this story. So you can expect that coming out very soon. But I don't want to talk about only negativity, guys. Check this story out, and I think this could even be bigger potentially than backed. E-Trade is getting on the Bitcoin bandwagon. So according to Bloomberg, an anonymous source, right, claimed that the firm would initially just offer Bitcoin and Ethereum trading. More currencies, however, could join them in the future. And you can see Nathaniel Popper says right here, in the wake of the TD Ameritrade quietly opening Bitcoin trading for some of its customers, I was just told that E-Trade is preparing to begin offering both Bitcoin and Ether trading to its 5 million or so customers, and it's just finalizing a third party to actually hold the coins. So this is good news aside from all the bad news that's been going on. And you can see down here, they say even talk of such mainstream institutions as E-Trade and TD Ameritrade considering cryptocurrency trading is highly positive for Bitcoin. If one or both make any official announcements regarding this, it could further legitimize cryptocurrency. Now, obviously, we need to wait for this, but like they said, as you can see, with around 5 million brokerage accounts and assets of over 65 billion, E-Trade enabling Bitcoin and Ethereum trading could considerably boost adoption. And, the more you see this happening, the more it just legitimizes the space. And it's unfortunate, because we still have exchange hacks. We still have things going on like the Tether FUD. We still have scams out there. But as the space begins to grow and you do see legitimacy, especially even just the top coins like Bitcoin and Ethereum and things of that nature, I think it's going to be very, very positive moving forward. And I mean, guys, come on. If Gene Simmons can give his seal of approval on Bitcoin, apparently he was hanging out with the pomp, and he said Bitcoin is volatile, but every time people think it's dead, it goes up a little. In fact, you could see back in 2012, he said that he believes in supply and demand. He said, I don't believe the government should stick their nose into the rise and fall of the economy. So there you go. Now, really quick, I just want to talk about this. So Nike, CryptoKicks, you may have heard about this. So there's a rumor that's sort of going around based off this trademark application that Nike is going to potentially be looking into crypto after filing the patent. So although the application from Nike is really only focusing on the trademark CryptoKicks, if you actually look into the supplementary information they've quoted right here, look at this: cryptocurrency software wallets, cryptocurrency hardware wallets, downloadable computer software for use as a cryptocurrency wallet, downloadable computer software for managing cryptocurrency transactions using blockchain technology. These are all named in the application from Nike. You also have downloadable mobile application for providing access to crypto collectibles, crypto art, and application tokens, downloadable software for use in electronically trading, storing, sending, receiving, accepting, and transmitting digital currency, and managing digital currency payment and exchange transactions. So guys, I mean, we're seeing potential Samsung coin coming out, right? And also investing in Ledger. I mean, you are just seeing this space explode, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot more of these moving forward. So right now it's just speculation, but is Nike looking to potentially launch their own crypto or launch their own collectibles? Well, it seems like it might, based on what we have seen. Now, I want to talk about some crypto coin and token news, and I think the best place to start is with Digitex futures. My goodness, what a dump. So, what happened? Well, basically, long story short, as you can see, there was this video that was put out from Adam Todd, and they are saying that they are delaying it yet again. He's not happy with the user interface. Now, basically what had happened was they actually had given it out to these guys, Spotware software, to develop it, right? And I guess basically it was not up to their standards. So let me play a clip from right here, because you could just see how unbelievably disappointed Adam was in this.
Maybe, but it's a huge job. Highly complex. It's going to take a long time, at least 2 months after launch. So, I mean, I've been delivered a product this week that, it doesn't have the volume figure, all right, not the end of the world. It doesn't have the spot price of the market that I'm trading on. I can't sell the contract that I've just bought and I'm getting charged commissions. Do I do with this? What the do I do with this?
So as you guys can see, this is a very long video. I'm not going to play it. You know, he goes into the BitMEX killer and how he's really disappointed. The thing is about this is, I have to say, in one hand, I am a little bit shocked, I guess, the fact that they didn't know this until just now. I mean, you would think that there would be more routine checkups, sort of seeing how the software is and whether or not it's up to standard. So that to me is very disappointing. However, at the same hand, I've heard a lot of people out there yelling that Digitex is a scam. I mean, listen, if this happened to my token, I would definitely probably be screaming something very similar. But I think the fact that this dude came out transparently and basically said, I'm not happy with this product. I can't release this to the public like this. And he even admitted that, token price would potentially take a hit. There has to be some level of commendability to him out there saying this. But I think that not only does this offer us an insight into the complexity of building exchanges and things of that nature, but I think it also is a very good eye-opening moment to realize how unbelievably risky these altcoins can be, guys. And this is exactly why I told you I was moving heavier and heavier into Bitcoin. In fact, I may even move more heavier into Bitcoin because I realized that yes, you could make amazing gains. I mean, just imagine if you had rode this. I mean, if you were down here, you made profits. But, if you had bought, let's say, here, right? I mean, all of this time is completely wiped off, And think about how detrimental that could be. And I know some of you out there may even have been holding Digitex tokens, which is absolutely crazy. One thing I do want to say, though, I have heard some people yelling scam. Do I think this is a scam? I think there's certain elements about it that I'm not quite sure about. Like, for example, what took them so long to realize that they weren't happy with it? That to me is a little off. But we do know that exchanges do get a lot of technical issues. I mean, even just UTEX had issues the other day. That was really horrible, right? I mean, even Binance from the beginning. Binance has had a lot of technical issues from the very beginning. We've even seen with the IEOs how that was going, right? And, don't forget, we've had hacks on all these. So it's to be expected. But at the same time, please be safe out there, guys, and be careful when you're holding large bags of altcoins, okay? Now, obviously, before we get into this, I had seen some stuff floating around on Twitter. I'm not going to give credit to this individual. But as far as it goes, guys, I mean, the Digitex review that I did with Adam on my channel, I had put out a poll. You could see this was November 10th. It had 1,856 votes, and this was based off of what you guys wanted on the Telegram, and the hot coins or tokens of that week, I guess, were Matrix AI, Digitex, Aeon, and Bizant. And you guys could see clearly that you voted for Digitex. So I just want to be transparent about that because I've not been paid and it wasn't sponsored. So I don't know what to tell you guys. I mean, literally, it was requested, and I still don't think they're a scam, but I am very, very disappointed. I hope they can fix this because yeah, I mean, something like this is definitely something that's going to let a lot of investor confidence down moving forward. So we'll definitely have to see about that. Now, getting on to some other topics today, I do want to talk about the fact that Ontology is looking to launch their stablecoin Pax on their block. Well, it's not their stablecoin, but they're going to be launching it on the Ontology blockchain. So that's pretty cool news moving forward. Also, Atonomi, we talked about them. We talked about unregistered securities. Well, it looks like these guys are in fact facing the class action lawsuit. They might be forced to return the $25 million. And as you can see right here, it says, as the date of this complaint, the Atonomi tokens have developed no substantive utility other than as a vehicle of investment. So that is the issue right there, which actually going back to sort of getting back on the Digitex thing, as far as the actual platform is concerned, that's not anything that anyone can really know. That has to do with development. I was impressed with the idea of the necessity of the token for pure utility, right? But that doesn't affect speculation in the markets. Also, I wanted to talk about DApp Evolution ecosystem. Now, if you guys don't know, this is Elio Trades from FUD TV. Obviously, like, you know, he's my friend and I do support what he's doing. So he finally unveiled the Pizza Heroes game, right? So basically, it's a blockchain game. You can collect all these different stuff. You can play with it in an open world, use your character in a variety of arcade games, it says, and you can actually earn tokens. You can earn TRX, you can earn EVO, you could swap and trade characters or NFTs. Really, really cool. So if you guys haven't checked it out, I actually just wanted to show you the trailer real quick. So it does look kind of fun. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty interested, guys. You do know that blockchain gaming is something that I am very, very bullish on. I think like Engine Coin, what those guys are doing is amazing. NFTs, collectibles. I think this is going to be huge. Also, this has to be the weirdest suggestion of things to play next. I guess that's related to this video. So that being said, guys, moving on, I wanted to talk about one more positive thing. You have Australian media recently confirmed that the country's fast food chain Origin Kebabs is now accepting crypto payments for kebabs and other items on the menu. Accordingly, with Bitcoin, the firm is also accepting Lightning Network in connection with Binance's partly owned Australian travel firm Travel by Bit. So that is good news moving forward. And also, guys, before we go, I just wanted to give a massive shout out to everybody and just say, thank you so much for everyone that, voted for the Crypto Influencer Awards. As you guys know, I was up for several awards, and they are doing that live stream today at 1 p.m. Eastern time. I will be there. You can go to cryptoinfluenceaward.com and that's where they'll be doing it. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing it from my side. If I am, you guys can, head on over to Twitter and follow me at the Crypto Zombie and I'll tweet wherever it is. But worst case scenario, you could just go to the website and watch it there. But obviously it's just for fun, guys. It doesn't mean anything. It's just a fun award type of ceremony. I think everyone out there is doing their part to help push things. And, I'm not out there trying to compete with anyone, just like I think a lot of these projects out there shouldn't be out there trying to compete. I think that the space is so small. We saw that statistic the other day, 0.46% of the world has ever invested in crypto. 0.46%? Can you imagine if that became 5%? Not just from like a financial gains perspective, but just adoption and how much better the world just could be from that alone. So really, guys, it's so early in the space. It's so new. Competition as far as that, and all these other things that are going on in the space, like I said, guys, it's really unfortunate with these exchanges having all these difficulties lately. And I think exchanges are going to be a big hot topic. People say Binance is too centralized, this and that, but then a lot of the DEXs out there don't have any liquidity. So this is going to be an ongoing battle, and we're going to have to see who comes out on top. We'll obviously keep our eyes on it, but that is just the situation, and we are still very, very early. And before we go, I just want to take a quick peek. Okay, looks like we're still maintaining. All right, guys, so that being said, feels good to be back in the studio. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe, definitely get subscribed. Also, as you guys know, we give away ledgers every single Monday. Probably should have said that in the beginning of the video. But yeah, all you got to do is drop a comment and you are entered to win, but you don't have to do anything except stop by because I freaking love you guys. So thank you so much for everyone that's been liking, subscribing, commenting, turning on the bell notification. You guys rock. Hope you're having an awesome weekend. And that is it for me today. So my name is K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto and peace out.